Good morning. We are here at the Love Health Market Homestead. This is going to be the first video of our Love Health Market series, and we have our garden tour. We are in Central Florida, which is zone 9B. So if you're in zone 9B, this video is filmed in July. It's towards the end of July, so you're going to see some summertime crops up until our next video in August. I'm gonna start putting in the fall crops, starting those seeds, and yeah, I'll do a video on that too. But today we're just gonna show you what's growing on in the garden. So I'm here at our Happy Trail Trellis, and everything you see we did ourselves. So that's including our shade house type situation that we made over there by my fiance Trey. And all of these materials that we have used are from Home Depot or Lowe's. So definitely gardening doesn't have to be expensive. This trellis is super pretty and friendly and just promotes love and light. But anyway, we have our beans that are growing. These are taking a little bit longer than I expected. The beans here are snake beans and asparagus beans. These beans, I honestly do not even remember the name. I soaked like 15 beans overnight and put them in the ground when they started sprouting, and I didn't label them, so I don't know what is what, but it's been pretty fun just to get a surprise and see what is on it. There's actually some beans though, babe. I cannot see. We have to go underneath the trellis, I think. Yep. Okay. So there's a couple growing in here, which this is a great part about having a trellis, is when they grow, they just hang down so you can pick them. There's one here. There's another one here. And yeah, so there's a couple beans coming in good on this vine. I'm excited to see more. It's flowering like crazy, so I'm sure we'll get a lot once it starts actually producing. This is another bean stalk. These are snake beans. I got these seeds from Baker's Creek, unknowingly that snake beans and asparagus beans and Chinese long bean are all the same bean. So I actually bought these thinking that there was something different, but either way, they grow abundantly in this zone, so I'm excited to watch those produce. When I put down the seeds, I didn't put down cardboard, so the weeds, aka the grass, was just in very much so competition and wiped out a huge amount of the beans that I actually put in. So there's not many in a couple places, but like this patch did phenomenally from the beginning, and as you can see now has purple beans. I have to find out what the name of these are, but they seem like they're gonna be pretty delicious. There's some in the middle here. And yeah, they're pretty much ready to pick. I just gotta figure out what dish to make with it. I'm thinking soup. But yeah, it's pretty abundant in there. If you turn around, right behind us, we have a tomato patch. None of these have flowers yet except this one. So soon I'm gonna get some tomatoes on this one. And it smells amazing, but these are going to be yellow tomatoes, yellow cherry tomatoes. In zone 9B, it's really hard to grow large tomatoes because they bolt out and go sour and all type of things. Pests eat them like crazy because it is so hot. So if you're going to start a garden in zone 9B or in the Florida tropical area, definitely focus on smaller tomatoes. It'll produce a lot more without the trouble. This is a jalapeno plant. Actually, no, these are purple peppers. I want to say these are either, yeah, these are the purple peppers and those are Scotch bonnet. So neither one of them is producing peppers yet, but I cannot wait until they do. All of these are summertime crops once again. So they're growing abundantly now, and then they'll fruit, and then I'll be able to harvest them, and hopefully they don't die out in the winter. But either way, this is our herb garden, our herb palette garden. We had a couple hot days, so these herbs took a beating. This is actually calendula. It was so pretty like 3 days ago, and now it's looking so sad. But either way, this is Thai basil. This is, I believe, English basil is the name. There's a couple of Thai basil stalks here, so that's the other species of basil. We got some tarragon. I believe this is summer savory, chamomile, cilantro, and dill. If we head over to this trellis, we have more cilantro, but there's a sage in here too, which I love sage. This is borage. If you're pregnant or a mother, borage increases breast milk, so I definitely made sure that I put borage in my garden. There's an oregano and a thyme in here, but they're puppies and you can't really see them. I need to take this off so that they can get more sunlight. But either way, this is mint down here, and I don't know what I planted over there. I didn't label it. Over here, I also have more sage. Slowly trying to grow in. These are some leeks that they're not doing the best, but we're gonna see if it turns around. I put some pepper seeds in here, but once again, it was so hot that I haven't been watering the garden because it's crazy hot. So I was just waiting on the rain, and when it finally did rain, it like monsooned. So we'll see if that was enough water and sunlight balance to help these fruit. I just put a papaya in the ground, so we'll see. Check back in a couple months how that's moving. Coming over here, we have our orange watermelon patch, which watermelon is an amazing summertime crop. Holy crap, we got another one in the garden today. That is so exciting. This watermelon wasn't even here yesterday, so that's pretty fun. There's another one on this side. And yeah, this has like been one of the easiest things that I've grown this summer. I literally put the seeds in the ground, and a week later they were sprouted and doing their own thing. In the middle, there's a star apple tree. That's star apple, right? Yeah, it's star apple. In the middle there's star apple. Hasn't been doing much, but it's not dead, so we're happy. We got our muscadine vine over here. It's pretty much just putting out leaves right now, which I'm cool with because it's still growing. At some point it'll start fruiting, but there's no pressure in the Love Health Market garden. We're abundant. This is a Cantaloupe tree. Cantaloupe supposedly grows so good here, but since I got this, it hasn't done anything. So you guys comment below, am I supposed to prune it? Like, would that increase its height? Because literally these two babies up here is really the only growth that I've seen from this. It hasn't grown out any, and it's flowering. I don't know if I should pick the flowers, but the flowers are beautiful. They're really, really pretty. Did you film this? Okay.
Just pointing at it.
Yeah. So, Cantaloupe. Got our meringue tree. Easiest tree to grow in Florida. Abundant tree. Very healthy medicinal tree. It's not putting out the pods yet for propagation. But you could easily just take these leaves off right now, eat them, and it's like super green. Meringue powder is freaking expensive. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pick a piece and eat it. It's herby and bitter, but actually good. This tree, the powder is so expensive, so if you get you a meringue tree, man, you will live 1,000 years. We got some taro in the ground over here. The leaves look like elephant ears, so I can't wait until it gets big because I love the elephant ear plant. Over here we have another watermelon patch. This watermelon patch hasn't produced any watermelon yet. I still have faith that it will, but the reason why I'm saying that is because I put this watermelon patch out a week before the other patch. I have 3 watermelon patches to be specific, and this one I put out first, and it hasn't fruited yet. And I feel like that really shows how significant seed choice is, or company choice is, because this isn't like the other seeds are from Baker's Creek. These are from Fairy Morse, just to be candid. And my Fairy Morse hasn't done a damn thing, so you know, I don't know. There's passion fruit back there. It's not really doing much, but it's alive. We got a banana tree here. This is a dwarf sweet banana. Continuing on to our next watermelon patch. This watermelon patch is the most abundant watermelon patch. And once again, these are Baker Creek seeds. So that watermelon patch was Jubilee. It was a red watermelon patch. This is a yellow watermelon patch. So just going around this beautiful abundant space. And my mother-in-law told me yesterday, apparently you're not supposed to touch the fruit as it's growing. So I'm going to try my best not to continue to pick it up, because I was like holding all of the watermelons and just in awe of the beauty of them. But yeah, there's last time I counted there was 11 on here. I'm pretty sure there's more now. That was 3 days ago. There's probably like 15 watermelon just on this, in this little, how big? I think this is probably like maybe 5 feet by 6 feet. In this 5 feet by 6 feet patch, there's 15 watermelons here. So if you did like a big space, you could have watermelon for the entire summer and winter and just live your best life. So once again, super easy to grow. It rains so much here. They love water, so it's the perfect conditions for watermelon. Right here I've started some okras. They're taking a little longer to shoot up than what the okra that I planted in March did. And I'm gonna show you that okra. It's freaking beast. This is peanuts. Our peanut patch is super abundant, super duper abundant. Peanuts are actually an annual, and they're a nitrogen fixer. So that'll turn into some really good soil once I pull those up in 2 months. The fact that it's only been a month that these have been in the ground, literally 1 month since I put these peanuts in the ground, and they're looking so awesome. So another super easy, super duper easy seed or just plant to grow is peanuts. I got some comfrey in the middle. It's finally getting shaded, so it's much happier than it was when I first put it out. We got some hibiscus. This is cranberry hibiscus, and I'm not sure which one this green one is, but it's a big mucilagent. Like it's slimy like okra. So if you're into that texture, that is a super good plant for you to get. I got this plant, and this one all from a natural farm in Howie in the Hills, and they're all organic. This is Roselle or Sorrel. It's doing awesome too. I have been meaning to take this pod off to save the seed, but every time I grab it, it's a wasp in it. So I've just been letting it do its thing. But yeah, there's also some scallions in the middle here. They're so tall and healthy. There's another scallion patch there. I literally put those scallions in the ground from Whole Foods scallions that I bought after I used them. We got some sweet potato right next to you. Here is our other banana tree. There's also an elderberry tree over there. I left that one out. It's pretty short and not really doing much, so I kind of tend to forget about it. We got some raspberry here. This thing came back to life. It was amazing what it looked like a month ago. It literally was like dead, like there was nothing left, but I knew that it would do me well. So here it is. This is our blueberry bush. not looking too happy right now. I think it's getting too much sun. I tried to put it in the shade, but it didn't really help because we barely have shade in this garden. I'm gonna actually like tuck it somewhere though. We have 2 tomato plants here that are doing amazing. There's some red tomato right here on it now. I think I'm gonna eat that. And then we have another one. That was a really good tomato too. Have another one there. That's Malabar Spinach. All Floridians should know about Malabar Spinach. It's one of the only spinach that grows super good here throughout the summertime. Any smaller, let's see, this tomato is trying to propagate itself in the spinach. Any smaller plant species like the Malabar spinach or these cherry tomatoes, they'll always do better than the bigger ones here because it's just too much sunlight. Just totally kills it off. And we have back there a mulberry bush that I also thought was just done for, that totally impressed me and came back. This is our cantaloupe bush that has totally been eaten by pests. I don't fret over stuff like this because at the end of the day we have more than enough abundance in the garden to supplement. We also have our cucumber patch over here that's been eaten to pieces. They're in the same family, so I'm thinking whatever ate the cantaloupe ate the cucumber, and I just let them have it. It'll still go back to the ground and make some good compost later. Or good soil amendments. This is our corn patch, looking amazing. I can't wait to see what that continues to do. We have our fig tree here. Watch out for the ant. Fig tree here. It's looking super green. I think once it cools down, it'll produce actual figs. But right now, it's just been so hot that it's just producing leaves. Here we have our okra patch. Look at these 3 beautiful stalks of okra. This one is like literally a whole tree. I don't know what it's gonna do. Oh shoot, it was a lizard on there. It just jumped off. We have to finish this trellis, so eventually this won't be touching the okra. But either way, you can see how abundant this okra is. Like, I have to come out and actually clip these today, because when it gets too big like this, like when you start to see it get light skinned there, that's gonna be a hard piece. That's like inedible. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grower. From day one has been putting out a lot of fruit for us, or vegetables for us. We got another basil garden here. This is some collard greens, a bunch of different puppies. I won't go into all of them, but this is really the star of the show, our asparagus bean trellis. These are amazing. We harvest at least 15 to 20 asparagus beans, Chinese long beans, snake beans, whatever you want to call them, a week. We cannot make enough beans. Like, it's ridiculous how many beans are on this thing. It's a big pollinator. There's flowers all over it. There's always ants all over it. They just absolutely love this plant, and I see why. It's beautiful. It's abundant. There's more than enough food for all of us, so I let it do its thing. Right next to you we have the tomato bush, another tomato bush. This thing has gotten way too big. Holy crap. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Whoa, guys. I didn't even know this was on here. Holy crap. Whoa.
Ever
like,
since
look
I
at,
cut
look
this
at how
back,
tall this is. Yeah, I definitely got to come out here and trellis this today, because this is producing like I never thought it would. I grew all of the stuff that you see in this garden from seed, so this is very, very exciting for me to see. I think these are more beefsteak tomatoes. I don't think these are cherry tomatoes, which, as you see, I have this shade here, so I think that's why it's growing so well, because tomatoes do like humidity. But and people always talk about tomatoes are acid loving and all that, and you have to be careful with the soil. I haven't had any issues growing tomatoes, so try it out. That's the best thing I can say. Try it out. Behind you, we have some orange okra. It's not doing much yet, but there's little babies popping up at the top. So soon we're gonna get some okra. We have a little key lime tree here. It hasn't done much either, but either way, it's not dead. So that's pretty much it. I tried to make this video shorter. Oh, we have our compost bin here. Can't forget about the compost bin. Always have a compost bin if you're homesteading. And also shout out to Chip Drop. They gave us a huge chip drop. That's actually our second chip drop. We use the mulch to cool down the soil and keep it moist. Because if you're living in Florida, you know how hot it is here. And you know that we mostly have sand. So if you want to save money on not continuously buying soil, get you some mulch, man. Especially from Chip Drop, because it's a beautiful assortment of minerals, bark, different composters or different decomposers. So yeah, it's getting hot. I'm sweating. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Comment below if you have anything to add that I may have left out, anything that our followers would benefit from, anything that the community would be, you know, blessed to hear. Always subscribe. It helps feed me and our baby that is on the way. And I'll be doing a lot more of these videos coming soon, so thanks for watching. I'm sweating like a dog.